This is the portion where we say, I'm just saying, we kind of dive into topics, all of sports. Now, we're more of an NFL show at the moment, but we're going to do an NBA preview. We're going to talk about the NBA all season long. I follow all 4 major sports and college for the most part. Dwight here follows for a lot of things himself too. So when this is not just going to be an NFL segment, we're going to kind of open it up and do a little bit. But
it's going to be more broad.
Right, but so do you want to open it? You want to go into the first this week since I started last week?
I'll be more than happy to.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, while I am a Cowboys fan, and this isn't about the Cowboys, while people get on me for, living in the past, being nostalgia and talking about the rings and the wins and blah, 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 blah. There are people that are like that. I'm not one of those people. When's the last time you remember me bringing up
Right.
I don't bring up rings because it's irrelevant at this point.
You're right.
As many people as there are that brings up, the whole nostalgia thing, there's a lot of people that also are experiencing amnesia. People seem to forget, recent history. I'm not even talking about, long history, like 5, 10, 15 years ago. I'm talking about recent history. So I'm just saying this week, I would like to talk about our boy, Cam Newton. So we're going to talk about Cam. We both love Cam. There's no question. We both root for Cam. I don't think we go against Cam whatsoever. But I seem to remember, if it was not last year or the year before, I'm pretty sure it was last year, but I'm sure somebody can correct me by all means. ESPN did this piece on him where they were saying, can Cam get over the hump? Can he go to this next level? Can he take the team and lead them through the playoffs to a Super Bowl and actually win one? Can he do that? This was before his whole, what was it, a car accident or a motorcycle? Was it a car accident?
Car accident.
But this was before the car accident situation. But we were talking about can Cam lead a team to another level, and people seem to forget that. People seem to forget the fact that when RG3 came around, when Russell Wilson came around, what were they saying? They were saying, you know what, this is the Cam Newton that Cam should have been, but he's not. This is what people were saying, that they were going to be the better version of him because they can actually make completions. They can throw over 55%. They can get the wins on top of that. And, Russell Wilson did his thing. He got, two Super Bowls. He won one. RG3, he had his rookie year. He did what he did. But then you also have Cam Newton up until this point who's kind of just been floating around, and he's been that other guy that people were talking about. Now we get to this year. Statistically, you look at Cam's numbers, right? He's putting up the same type of numbers. He's got 55% passing, 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Nothing spectacular. I understand. You know what? He also
4 rushing touchdowns. 4 rushing.
He's got like 4 rushing touchdowns, something like that.
think.
He's averaging, 10 yards a rush. He's the leading rusher. Okay, I understand that. I also understand that they are, pretty high up there in points scored a game. They're just getting it done. What I'm just saying about is
he's doing it by himself. He has an offensive line in Greg Olsen.
Right. He has a tight end. He has nothing else. What I am just saying is that let's not forget what we could be saying if it wasn't for Carolina's defense. If Carolina's defense wasn't half as good as what they are, we would not be talking about Cam Newton. We would be saying still what we've been saying is, okay, Cam, can you take us over the hump? Which up until this point you haven't. This year you're undefeated up until this point. It's great. But I'm just saying, can we stop pretending that we weren't just having this conversation, and can we stop pretending that we're haters because we're throwing a little bit of criticism his way when up until this point everybody has been doing it.
My only rebuttal to that would be he broke records as a rookie with Steve Smith and a good offense, and he had a good offense. And then last year with Jason Avant as his second wide receiver, he went to the playoffs. He had a bad ankle throughout most of the season. He still won his division. They still won a playoff game. He
did just that.
In the fourth quarter, almost won in Seattle. Didn't win because he threw a bad pick last year. Mm. But I mean, I understand what you're saying because I'm with you on the stats, and I like numbers and I like stats, but I do think that sometimes there are exceptions, and I think that right now, the way that he is playing, I think that would you take would you take Peyton Manning over him right now, realistically? I don't know Peyton Manning's stats, but I would assume that Peyton Manning's passing stats, I would assume he has more yards.
He has more interceptions than he does touchdowns.
Peyton has 10 interceptions. I know he has the most interceptions in the league. But I think
my point with Cam is that I don't know how far this type of non-traditional offense is going to carry you moving forward into the playoffs.
But that's not necessarily his fault that they have to run.
It has nothing to do with his fault. It has everything to do with, I'm just saying, can we stop pretending that we weren't just saying these things about Cam Newton, that we weren't just questioning them. Now all of a sudden they're undefeated. The numbers are still the same. Yes, they're getting the wins. I understand it. I think it's more so a product of a defense that is just being amazing and containing people.
And he's just getting it done when he has to get it done. But I'm with you. It's not like they are lighting up the scoreboard in the sense of like point-wise, but I understand that he's not lighting it up.
Right.
Throwing a million yards to the air.
I'm just saying, Cam Newton, continue to do your thing. We enjoy watching you. I enjoy watching you. I hope you continue to see. I want to see you be a better passer. I want to see you put up better numbers passing-wise. I want to see the winning continue. But I'm just saying, let's stop pretending that we weren't just talking about how he wasn't this and he wasn't that, and now all of a sudden he's this great thing. No, he's been the same. It's just now all of a sudden his defense is doing enough to get the W's to go on top of his resume. I'm just saying, let's not forget about that.
Yeah, okay. I'm just saying, I'm going to open mine up to baseball a little bit, okay? Because it's playoff baseball, a little special playoff baseball moment.
This is more your expertise.
No, I'm more, I don't know, I'm more college football than anything, honestly. But I love me some baseball. I love me baseball, okay?
Okay.
They're arguing balls and strikes, and that's the one thing that the umps still have. It's the one thing you can't go back and replay, and every network has their own balls and strike thing, and it is what it is. I get it, okay? And I understand that these balls and strikes mean a lot more to the players. And like the situation with Tulowitzki where he just got thrown out, I thought that was ridiculous because he went into the dugout, got back out.
Sense.
I thought that was ridiculous. But my issue with Tulowitzki arguing the balls and strikes in the first place is you're taught when you're 7, 8, 9 years old. With 2 strikes, swing if it's close. Yeah. Don't leave it in the hands of the officials. Don't leave it in the hands of the umpires. If the ball is going to be close, if it's going to be almost on the black, and if for now you're in your second series in the playoffs, okay, and if now for the second series in a row, balls are getting called close with 2 strikes, whether they're inconsistent or not inconsistent, if the ball is close and it's been happening for 2 series now, maybe you should start swinging if the balls are close instead of just arguing with the umps.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you're taught when you're a little kid. You're taught when you're, you know what I mean, softball little girls are taught with that. To the USA teams that were winning the Olympics, they were swinging. You know what I mean? Like, you look at I don't know. I just don't understand it.
I was telling you earlier when we were talking about this is that I never played for an actual baseball team, but even
you knew that rule. Yeah, I asked you. I said with 2 strikes, what would you do?
I'm swinging.
Yeah, you're
regardless.
Swinging. You're
if it's close, if it seems like it's in
close. That's what I was growing up from the time I was 6, 7, 8 years old. That's what I was taught, and that's what these players were taught. And I understand that you want the umps to be the best that they can be, and I understand that if it's a ball, you want them to call it a ball. But at the same time, they're not always doing it that way. And at the same time, if it's anything close, if the ball is completely off the plate, or if it's not even going to touch the black, then I completely understand you arguing. But at the same time, like, swing if it's close. Don't let it in the hands. Foul that ball off. You're a professional baseball player. You can do that. Anything close. If it is not completely in the other batter's box or completely in your feet or whatever, swing. I mean, I just don't. Absolutely. I don't understand it, and it's bothering me more and more. And I understand the issue with people with the throwing Tulowitzki out. You pay, and I watch the game to watch Tulowitzki, not the ump. And for the ump to just stare him down like that and basically...
He was just looking for a reason to start something.
He was basically poking him, saying, say something. He said something, and then threw him out. That's ridiculous.
That's antagonistic, and that's unnecessary.
But that's a whole... Right, I agree with you. And that's just, the ump having, this is my field, basically. Yeah. But... that's a whole different story for a whole different day. I'm more on the players, swing the bat, you know what I mean? I want to see you foul the ball off or put the ball in the play, do something.
It's not going to hurt. I mean, just go for it.
Right,
man.
that's my I'm just saying. Well, this was JD Sports. I'm Jarrett Hood. That's Dwight Garfield. You can find our Twitter @_JD Sports. You can find our personal Twitters there. We tweet from there sometimes. So we will see you. We'll see you next time.
Peace.